Once again, welcome back. Next, I'm going to show you how to write a program in Java to represent the sparse matrix in array structure. So you know that sparse matrix means it is a matrix having more number of zero elements than non-zero elements. For example, if we have 5 by 3 matrix, then it consists of 20 elements, out of which 50 elements are zero, then we can call that matrix as a sparse matrix. So here we have to represent the sparse matrix in an array structure. That is, here we do not need to store the zero elements, right? So we need only the non-zero values. So in array structure, it consists of, in array representation, it consists of three fields, that is row field, column field, and value. So in the row field, you have to store the index of row of that non-zero value, and in column field, you have to write the index of the non-zero value, and in the value field, you have to write the non-zero value itself. For example, so this is the way of representation. So in this program, I am declared my matrix, which is a two-dimensional matrix, and name it as sparse. And so this is my matrix elements 1, 0, 0, 0, 2, and 0, 0, 3. So it will be like this. So this is my matrix representation. So here the column index ranges from 0, 1, 2, and row index from 0, 1, 2. So 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, and 0, 0, 3. So here actually what we are going to do is to check whether the number is 0 or no. So in order to do that, you have to assign 0. So here I assign size as 0. Then I'm creating for loop for rows and column index, and check whether if the number is not equal to 0 using the if statement here, that is if sparse ij not equal to 0, and this operator is same as that in C. And then if it is not equal to 0, then the size value is incremented by 1. For example, I have to check whether sparse of 0, 0, that is row index of 0 and column index is also 0, then that element is a non-zero value. Therefore, here the size is incremented by 1. So initially, my size is 0. So next it is incremented by 1. Then it again check 0 and 1, the index of row index 0 and column index 1, and check whether if the value is 0 or not, and it is 0, then it returns to that loop. Then it returns to that loop. Then again the j is incremented by 1, so it moves to next column, and check whether, so it moves to next column and check whether the number is non-zero or not, and if it is non-zero, then it returns, and then the row value is incremented by 1. So the program checks the next row, and similarly column wise it check whether the number is non-zero or not. And here we have in row index 0 and row index 1 and column index 1, we have another non-zero element, that is 2. So again the size is incremented by 1. So now the size is equal to 2. Then it again returns, and it next move to the next column and check whether the number is 0 or not. If it is not 0, then the row is incremented, and it is goes to the third row and check the first column element is 0. If it is not 0, then the column is incremented by 1. Then it moves to the next column and check whether the number is 0 or not. If it is 0, then it moves to the next column and check whether the number is 0 or not. And if it is not 0, then the size is incremented again. So now the size is 3. So So here we obtain the size. So next we want to place. So I scan all my documents, right? So I scan all my elements. Now I need to represent uh, my matrix non-zero value in this form. For this, again, this is a matrix structure. So for this, I want to create a new matrix to place this value. So I declare a new matrix that is int. Here square braces means it is a two-dimensional matrix and two-dimensional array. So I name the array as matrix, and I created the size with a new operator that is int of size, and the column, in the column value it is 3 itself, and in the row value I place size because the size value determines the number of rows of that array representation. So next I assign k as 0, and which is pointed like this. So in this matrix, assign k equal to 0. Then I call each element one by one and check whether it is 0 or not. So for each consider each row, and on each row consider each column elements. So then check if sparse I of j not equal to 0. Then my new matrix k0 equal to I. Therefore, here in this matrix we have, in the sparse matrix we have 1 at this place, that is at row index 0 and column index 0. So then I place the row index at k equal to 0 and column index 0. Then k index 0 and 0. And then it is not equal to 0. I place my values on the new matrix. Then matrix K1, that is K1 means 0, 1. Here I placed my J value. J means column index, that is 0. Next, in the third, that is matrix 0, 2. Matrix 0, 2, where K is 0. Therefore, in matrix 0, 2, I place the sparse item, means the non-zero value itself. So I place 1 here. Then K is incremented by 1. K incremented by 1 means now K equal to 1. Then again check whether the check. So when K is incremented by 1, so I again check whether the number is non-zero or not. So I find the non-zero value here, that is in 2. So in K0, that is 1, 0, I place the row index of the second non-zero value, that is 1, and in K11 I place the column index of our second non-zero value 2, and in K12 I placed the non-zero value itself, that is 2, and likewise I complete the matrix. So I complete the matrix. Next I want to print it on the screen. So I use the syntax system.out.println final matrix is just to print the final matrix on the screen. Then I am creating the for loop for to call the new matrix, that is system.out.print, and I had mentioned that in order to print matrix you have used the syntax system.out.print. Here my matrix name is matrix itself. So matrix ij plus add operator, that is plus means the add operator, and within double quotes put a space in between. Then to print the row line by line, use the syntax system.out.println. Okay, I hope it is clear. uh, Okay, next I'm going to run this program. So I already saved this file as sparse metrics, and the folder you can see that, and save it as sparse metrics dot java. So it's a Java file. Now I want to run this program. So I just go type cmd to open this command window, command prompt. So next type java c space sparse metrics dot java. So you can see that in this folder, a class file is generated. So next I want to run this program, Java space sparse metrics. So you can see the output, that is the final metrics is this is the this is our array representation. So I hope all of you understand the program. So once again, please go through all the videos and try to learn Java. And it is very easy to learn if you have already you had studied programming in C. So it will be if you invest some time, then it will be easier for you to study Java. Okay, thank you.